Echoes of War. Untold stories from history's greatest conflicts. In the annals of human history, war has been a relentless force, shaping nations and altering destinies. Echoes of War is a compelling series that delves into some of the most significant and devastating conflicts the world has ever witnessed. From the tumultuous upheavals in Qing China to the trenches of World War I, the icy fronts of the Russian Civil War, the shattered streets of World War II, the ideological divides of the Chinese Civil War, the forgotten battles of the Korean Peninsula, and the dense jungles of Vietnam. Each episode of this series brings to life the personal stories of those who lived, fought, and perished in these wars. Through a blend of dramatic reenactments, expert interviews, and historical analysis, Echoes of War aims to shed light on the human aspects of these conflicts, going beyond the battles and strategies to explore the emotional and psychological impacts on the individuals involved. This series not only recounts the well-known chapters of history, but also uncovers the lesser-known narratives, giving a voice to the untold stories of bravery, sacrifice, and resilience. Join us as we journey through time, uncovering the layers of human experiences that lie beneath the surface of history's greatest wars. Echoes of War is more than a historical recount. It's a tribute to the enduring spirit of humanity in the face of unimaginable adversity. Episode 1, Taiping Rebellion, 1850-1864, The Last Dream of a Heavenly Kingdom. In the midst of the Qing dynasty's opulent yet decaying reign, a young schoolteacher, Hong Xiuquan, is tormented by visions of celestial injustice and earthly suffering. His messianic crusade against the imperial establishment ignites the flames of one of history's bloodiest rebellions. The narrative follows Li Wei, a simple farmer whose life is shattered by famine and despair. Joining the ranks of the Taiping army, Li finds himself torn between his ideals and the brutal realities of rebellion. As the Qing's relentless counterattacks decimate the Taiping forces, Li's journey becomes a harrowing tale of loss, betrayal, and the human cost of a failed revolution, culminating in a staggering 20 to 30 million deaths. Episode 2, World War I, 1914-1918. Echoes from the trenches. Amidst the early cheers of patriotic fervor, Thomas, a young British infantryman, finds himself entrenched in the mud and blood of the Western Front. Through a series of heartfelt, despairing letters to his fiancée, Elizabeth, we witness Thomas's transformation from an enthusiastic volunteer to a shell-shocked survivor of the Somme industrial slaughter. Each letter, stained with the realities of gas, artillery, and the unending death of comrades, paints a vivid portrait of the war's descent into madness. As the armistice brings a hollow peace, Thomas's final unsent letter reveals the scars of a generation lost to the senseless carnage that claimed nearly 17 million souls. Episode 3, Russian Civil War, 1917-1923. A fractured motherland. In the wake of the Bolshevik Revolution, the story of Ivan and Alexander, brothers bound by blood yet divided by ideology, unfolds across the frozen wastelands of Russia. Ivan, a passionate supporter of Lenin's vision, finds himself in the Red Army fighting for a new socialist dawn. In contrast, Alexander, clinging to the memories of imperial glory, joins the White Army to resist the Bolshevik tide. Their story is a microcosm of a nation torn apart by civil strife, where brother battles brother, in a bitter struggle that devours the lives of 5 to 9 million people and gives birth to the Soviet Union amidst the ashes of the old regime. Episode 4, World War II, 1939-1945. Shadows over Europe. In a small German town, Anna, a mother of two, navigates the harrowing reality of life under the Third Reich. As the skies above are torn apart by Allied bombings, Anna's struggle to protect her children from the horrors of war is interwoven with the story of Mikhail, a Soviet farmer conscripted into the Red Army. Mikhail's harrowing journey through the frozen hellscape of the Eastern Front reveals the unfathomable human cost of the conflict. Their parallel stories converge in the ruins of Berlin, painting a poignant picture of the shattered lives and enduring spirit of civilians caught in the maelstrom of history's deadliest conflict, which claimed 70 to 85 million lives. Episode 5, Chinese Civil War, 1927-1950, The Long March to a New Dawn. In the turbulent era of China's struggle between the communists and nationalists, we follow the story of Chen, a young idealistic soldier in Mao Zedong's army. From the epic hardships of the Long March to the decisive battles that reshaped a nation, Chen's journey is one of unwavering belief amidst betrayal, sacrifice, and the relentless brutality of war. The narrative captures the heart-rending dilemmas faced by soldiers and civilians alike, as approximately 8 million lives are lost in the quest to forge a new China under the Red Banner. Episode 6, Korean War, 1950-1953. The Forgotten War's lasting scars. In the divided land of Korea, the fates of John, an American soldier, and Min Ji, a Korean nurse, intertwine amidst the backdrop of a conflict that the world would largely forget. Their story, set against the fierce battles and shifting front lines of the Korean Peninsula, delves into the personal sacrifices and enduring traumas inflicted by a war that claimed the lives of 2.5 to 3 million people. Their tender, yet tragic love story emerges as a beacon of hope and human connection in a land ravaged by the horrors of war. Episode 7, Vietnam War, 1955-1975. Whispers from the Jungle. The Vietnam War, a complex tapestry of guerrilla tactics, political upheaval, and cultural clash, is told through the eyes of Lin, a determined Viet Cong fighter, and Michael, a disillusioned American GI. Their stories, unfolding in the dense jungles and war-torn streets of Vietnam, capture the heart-wrenching choices, moral ambiguities, and the enduring spirit of those caught in the crossfire. From the chaos of the Tet Offensive to the painful legacy of division and reconciliation, the war leaves its mark on both the land and its people, with a death toll of 1.5 to 3.6 million, etching a haunting echo of conflict in the annals of history. As our journey through the echoes of history's most tumultuous wars comes to a close, we are left with a profound sense of the resilience and spirit of humanity. These stories, steeped in the pain and heroism of the past, remind us of the enduring strength that emerges even in the darkest of times. They serve as a solemn tribute to those who endured, fought, and sacrificed in the shadows of these great conflicts. In remembering their stories, we honor their legacy and are reminded of the importance of peace and understanding in our world today. If these tales have moved you, if they have made the past feel present and stirred something deep within your heart, I invite you to join our community. Subscribe to History Life Tales on YouTube, and don't forget to like and share this video. Together, let's keep the memories and lessons of history alive for generations to come.